Hello Pisces, and welcome to your reading for the month of April. We're looking at the Green Witch Oracle today, and we're going to be pulling a plant spirit ally to see you through the month. What energy can you connect to in your green witchery? What stands to tell you the most messages? What's worth looking out for? What is coming for the little fishies? Little fishies got Dahlia. Refinement. Ooh, I don't think I've ever seen this card before. Not in my adventures with this particular deck personally. Anyway, that's interesting. So the quote here is, "I cultivate my garden and my garden cultivates me," by Robert Brault, which is really, really interesting. Before we get into the meanings a little bit more, I've kind of moved away from garden imagery within my own witchcraft, because I prefer the sacred grove or the forest analogy, a little bit less cultivated and artificial. But I have also said, you have to tend to your own garden and grow from that point. Now I've changed that to the sacred grove over time, but the point still stands. It's going to be very much by the feel of it, about how you take care of your own self. So the oracle says, be receptive to communication and messages that are coming at present, as there's much to benefit your current situation. Dahlias inspire and ask you to improve yourself and current situations. You may find keys and deeper meanings to mysteries that have evaded you for some time, or been given offers that seem unusual. It can be very easy to fall for deceptive flattery, though, and to have unrealistic expectations from the moment. Dahlia is used in gratitude, dignity, creativity, faith, and resilience. It is associated with Mars and the astrological sign Scorpio. So we might have a little bit of shadow work this month, Pisces. So there's a very interesting little poem here with Dahlia, and I found it posted by Rachel Patterson. Beauty, charm, dignity and grace. Stand tall and proud, life is no race. Keep yourself in check, stay cool. Let others play the ignorant fool. Don't stoop down to their primitive level. Stay dignified, outwit the devil. Yeah, I don't know. Dahlia talks about acting in a dignified manner. How do you see yourself? Have you dealt with a situation with grace and dignity? Are you treating yourself and others involved with the respect that you and they deserve? Is someone yelling at you like a demented fishwife? I mean, I'm not sure I agree with that analysis, but alright. It doesn't mean you have to sink to their level and hurl language back. We all get into a fix sometimes, and it's easy to say things we don't mean or react in a manner we wouldn't normally. Take a deep breath and just have time out for a brief moment. Think about what you want from life and the best, most dignified way in your mind to resolve it. There will be a path that allows you to come out of it with your self-respect intact. A noble and elegant flower can be used in workings for dignity and grace and help us to stand tall and proud of our achievements. It can help in magic for self-esteem and respect, and aid us to see ourselves as perhaps others do and be impressed with what we find. It can help in protection spells against deceit as well, allowing you to see through the veils of others. A single dahlia denotes good taste. A double dahlia means participation. And variegated symbolizes that the person is giving you all the time, and a yellow one means that the giver is happy you love them. A slightly different spelling, Dahlia is a Lithuanian goddess of fate. Interesting. Okay, Pisces, let's have an unpack here, because there's a lot. So the first thing is talking about how you communicate. It may be that the Aries energy is a little bit uncomfortable for you going through April, and there is a lot of the energy as Mercury moves into Aries as well early in the month of April. There is a directness and a kind of flow of words. People are being very upfront, very honest, and they might be quite confrontational. The way that they may be communicating may not be the way in which you prefer to communicate. You may be more softly spoken. You may be more emotionally considered and more weighty. You might even avoid difficult conversations if you're in a shadowy part of yourself. That's not going to fly in April, not in the Aries half of the month, and not when we shift into Taurus, because communication, good communication, is going to be absolutely vital. So you're going to have to really pull on the energy of yourself and this plant spirit if you wish to work with it, in order to align yourself with a graceful, dignified communication. It's going to depend on your other planets as well. You can check out your moon and rising for where things might be occurring. And you can also check out your Mars. I mean, if you haven't checked out your natal chart, you can do it for free online. And so where the things might be pushing your buttons a little bit, getting you to respond in a less than dignified manner if we're not careful. Where do arguments flare for you? What pushes your buttons? And then kind of go through a process of refinement and going back into yourself and deciding how you want to proceed going forward. So self-esteem and self-respect are also tied into the energy of the month for you. And that's an interesting kind of refinement, because that kind of refinement can kind of pull on the word in two ways. You're kind of constantly refining something, refining yourself, kind of pulling away the bits that don't work for you, right? Self-esteem, self-love, personal magic is really, to me at least, the process of undoing the layers of conditioning that have been put upon you. It's kind of stripping back and finding the gem underneath, and who you really are and who you want to be. It's a process of personal evolution. It's choice, first and foremost, and then matching your actions with that. So if you want to be better at something, then you commit to it, you learn it, you study it, you go and find the information, you practice it. And that is refining that process. You find things that do work for you and that things that don't really resonate, and you move away from them. And that is a process of refinement in terms of, pulling away the excess ore almost from the concoction that is yourself. Refinement also has a very English version of refinement. To be refined is to have good personal choice, a sense of refined taste. We have to be careful with this a little bit, because you don't necessarily need the outside approval of everybody around you to tell you that you have good taste or that you are valid. And you may find that you are encountering a bit of a shadow with that this month as well. Don't put too much stock in everybody else's opinions of you, Pisces. You don't have to constantly please everyone else. You don't have to be shape-shifting in every given situation. You are allowed to step into your power, to be who you are, and not to continuously think you have to serve other people. It's perfectly alright. You are lovable as you are. And if you want to change yourself, no one else gets to tell you that but you. And you have a nice, deep, considered think about it, journal about it maybe, do some spell work if you like, and then commit to what it is that you want at heart. Because it really does feel like this is a heart space thing for you. Don't allow anyone else to talk you into who you should be this month. Alright, my darlings, alright. I will talk to you on the next one. Have a lovely month. If you would like to hear more, you can come on over to Patreon, where we do a weekly reading, and that can set you up from week to week to help you get through when the energies are perhaps a little more difficult. On a certainty, you can also get a personal reading each month, which is well worth having, I think, personally. We're also going to be moving into the Morrigan cycle next month, and we're going to have a little bit more time and space to really commit to it. We're going to have a little more time and space to commit to Patreon. I'm really looking forward to that. So many blessings, my darlings. Come over on Patreon and support me. Many blessings, and I'll talk to you all very soon.